talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. The she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? And you're crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. For some reason, some of my audience believes as if I do not believe, me personally, that we deserve pay wages. Wow, that is extremely far from the truth. I like to look at reality. But unfortunately, with the reality with this postal service, we tend to have some of the most horrific pay raises, and a majority of us are not pleased with what we tend to get. So we are going to dive into why I believe that $30 an hour is the new poor for America today. We're going to explore the current struggles of the United States postal workers and why the new contracts should start out no less than $30 an hour for all crafts. First and foremost, the changing economic landscape. Let's talk about the broader economic landscape. Inflation has been on the rise, and the cost of living has skyrocketed. Many of you have been in a place, for instance, if it was $800 a year and a half, 2 years ago, today that same place may be at like $1,600 to $1,800. Places have gone up anywhere between $600 to $1,000 within a 2-year span. Earlier, when I started renting, they used to go up $15, $25, maybe $50, and people lose their damn mind. Now, they're going up hundreds to thousands in the short period of time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Statistics. According to recent data, fewer workers earn less than $15 an hour, but even $30 an hour is not what it used to be. With rising costs of essentials like housing, healthcare, and education, $30 an hour barely covers the basics for many families. So where we're looking at is a family of 4. If that household doesn't make anywhere between, the whole household, anywhere between $125,000 to $150,000 today, it's going to be very difficult for them to survive. USPS wages and the current struggles. They've been facing significant challenges, including high turnover rates. This is with the post office. The people just don't want to stick around. A majority of the time, the work is too hard. The management is terrible. That combined with the heat and all of the other foolery, the culture itself, it's not worth coming in here for $20 an hour. I agree with that. Non-career employees, which make up 18% of the workforce, they face irregular schedules and lower wages. They don't have set schedule and they get paid less, and they typically work them like dogs. This has led to massive turnover and burnout amongst a lot of the workers. So you hear people like Mailman Nick, which is a robot. He's gonna work 75 hours in a week and be okay with it. But the average normal person is going to work about 50, maybe 55. And that's pretty much, that's it for them. And it's a shame that people have to work that many hours in order to survive. I've heard hundreds of stories. You guys have left thousands of comments talking about how your struggle with making ends meet and working long hours has brought you to the point of where you're talking about strikes, where you're talking about giving up, where you're talking about getting a second job, etc. Depression, all of that combined with the culture amongst employees, with the atmosphere, with the bad managers. It's not worth it. I understand it. I get it. Why $30 an hour should be the starting point? Given the economic pressures and the demands of USPS jobs, it's clear that $30 an hour should be the starting wage for all the crafts that don't currently make that already. There are some crafts that do make over $30 an hour. For instance, my craft. But if they brought the other crafts up to 30, obviously I'd get that bump too, because we're going to go up as well. But this isn't about me. This is about every other craft that is damn near slave labor. It's slave labor. Other industries have seen wage increases to attract and retain their employees. It is time for USPS to follow suit to ensure that their employees are fairly compensated. The union efforts. Now, I can't speak for other unions, but I do know that the American Postal Worker Union have been advocating for better wages and working conditions for many years. And the reason that I know that is because they put it out in their articles. You hear our president talking to people. It is weird how the other crafts presidents never get on TV and speak. It's so odd. So I applaud my specific union, APWU, for at least, if you're coming out there and you're lying to our face, at least we see you. But they do pretty good. They do pretty good. I have a lot of qualms with them, but when it comes down to being semi-transparent, I'm all right with them. The broader implications. Economic stability. Higher wages for USPS workers would not only improve their quality of life, but also contribute to economic stability. When workers are paid fairly, they spend more in their communities, and they boost their local economies. I think, my opinion, is that postal workers waste the money. We do. They overspend. Now tell me I'm lying. Just tell me I'm lying. Maybe you are one of them, so you're probably being upset right now. But I go to the post office and I see these people driving around in these Mercedes-Benz trucks, and I'm like, that is a mail handler. But it's not about what they're driving. It's about me knowing how much they're paying on that, knowing how much they make. So I believe that they overspend. Now, it may have been sustainable, semi-sustainable 5 years ago when they bought it, but today, with the way things are, even if you have a significant other that works at the post office or works at a higher paying job, that's just that's too much money. That we waste money here. Y'all, Jay gonna tell it what it is, okay? That's why people go watch the other people, because I ain't got that filter. Y'all should start learning about that there, though, right? Workforce morale. Better wages and working conditions would also lead to higher morale and productivity amongst USPS employees, ultimately improving service for everyone. Now, there is a combination of a ton of different things going on from every single aspect, from managers being trained, finally getting new vehicles, from old equipment being thrown away, getting new equipment. So they are working on the environment and the culture somewhat But it's time to work on the pay. It's time to work on the pay. Because $30 an hour being the new poor in America today is simply because of the rising costs of everything. And history does tell us that when things go up, they may drop a little bit. The cost of living may drop a little bit, but it never ever goes back to where it was before. I remember when we used to drive, $1.10 for gas, $1.20 for gas. Went up a little bit, came down, went up a little bit, came down. It never went back down to $1.20, ever. When it got up to $2, I was like, this is bull. And it went up $5. It went back down. It'll never get back to $2. You get where I'm going? If you see $2.50 somewhere in this country, please do. Show me. That'd be nice. But it never ever goes back down. So with all of that, I am simply putting this message out because I know that people watch me. I know that the people up top watch me. I know they're all in negotiations right now. Some people are like, don't tell them that, man, because that's all they're going to give us. They don't watch me and then base their negotiations off of what I say. Because all I'm doing is just giving opinions here. That's it. But the real facts behind it is that $30 an hour is damn near the new poor in America today. Because if the damn post office can't see that McDonald's is right there with us, Taco Bell is right there with us, Walmart's right there with us, come on now. Even though we get better benefits overall, it's all about the shmoney at the end of the day. I don't talk to smite my face. I talk what I feel at the moment, but it all goes together. I hope people understand that. Is that I don't work against my brothers and sisters at the post office. I speak reality. Reality is we have a lot of people that have worked and slave labor to get to the money that they're at right now. Reality is we got a bunch of trash that is coming through the door demanding more money. That's reality, regardless of what we think. But then there's a ton of people that are hardworking individuals that just want to stay afloat. That just want to stay afloat for whatever their situation was before. It's time for the United States Postal Service as a whole to recognize their employees as the backbone of how this place operates. Not the management, but the employees, the workhorses, the ones that wake up all hours of the night, the ones that are out there in those hot boxes, the ones that are out there getting hurt pulling overloaded BMCs, the ones that are out there dealing with traffic on a consistent basis, dogs biting them, etc. Those are the ones that should be recognized. Not for the control freaks that sit there behind the desk and say, well, let's strike this down, let's make sure this, let's put them in this and let's do that. No, 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 no. Recognize the employees for what they are, human beings that are here to make a living in order to survive. The reason that I started this channel was because I felt like this place was a place that we can all escalate and come up, at least become middle class. And I spoke to somebody about that. They emailed me or texted me earlier. And I said, man, you know, I stuck with it. We're now no longer in the lower middle class, we're in the upper middle class. But now, that's not even the case. That's not even the case. So I implore everybody to do diligent. Don't just sit back and expect that they're gonna give it to us. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, but get involved. It's JH. I hope this message resonates with someone. You don't have to agree with me, but I hope it resonates with somebody. I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.